There are three things holding you back from being a full-time music producer. Once you get rid of some of these things and you change up your mindset and how you look at the music industry and how you look at building a music career, you'll be a lot better off. You'll feel stuck in the mud way less often. You'll feel like you're actually improving and going to get somewhere. I've been making music for 6 years. I've been full-time for about 2.5 years. I wish I knew these things when I started. I was looking at everything the wrong way, how to gain a fan base, if people should be listening to my music or not. Once I got rid of those things and actually realized it was on me, I was a lot better off. The first thing holding you back is entitlement. Just because you're making music does not mean people should be listening to it. A lot of you start to make music, you make a beat or a song, you send the link to people, oh, I'm gonna get sales, oh, I'm gonna get people streaming my music, and you're severely let down because one, that's a terrible way to build a fan base. Sending your link to somebody expecting them to listen because you told them to is not building a real fan base. That's not how you actually get people to listen, or people that are going to listen consistently. Those people are listening because you told them to, not because they want to. There's a big difference. A lot of you just underestimate how much work and consistency it takes to build a fan base, to have consistent listeners, consistent viewers of your content, consistent people buying your beats. And you set yourself up with the expectation that it's easy and that it's going to happen automatically just because you're you and you like the music that you make. And then you get let down, and that's when people quit. That's when people don't work as hard. That's when people get discouraged. But if you go in with the mindset that, hey, this is hard, then you're not shocked when it's hard. Then you're not shocked when it takes time or you don't get a sale on your first beat you've ever made, right? So things like that really can help you turn things around. If you just accept and in your mind, you're like, this is not going to be easy and it's going to take a lot of work, but I know down the future or down the road that I'm going to actually have a fan base and be able to do this, then it becomes a lot easier. Patience become easier when your expectations are a little bit more manageable. The second thing, relying on others. A lot of you just rely on others way too much. Nobody is gonna come find you. If you're sitting around waiting to quote unquote blow up or expecting somebody to come to you and give you this massive opportunity or this big artist to buy one of your beats, odds are that's not gonna happen. What you have to do is work to put yourself in those positions for those opportunities. Doing everything yourself is just how it is at the start, right? And a lot of times relying on somebody else is not super sustainable because they have their own motives and they probably don't line up directly with your motives. You might have to edit your own videos so they look exactly how you want, and you maybe can't afford to have an editor yet, or you might have to make your own cover art because you can't afford to pay someone on Fiverr to make your cover arts, or maybe you have to really lock in on the marketing side of music and the business side of music so you can actually see some growth and not rely on somebody else to do it for you. Once you become proficient in all of these things, you can maybe start to delegate it. Okay, I know I want this person to make my cover art. I now have the money to afford that. Or maybe I want this editor and I'm going to take time to make sure he or she does it right. But at the start, all you have is yourself. You cannot rely on others to pull you up or to give you opportunities. You have to make those opportunities for yourself. If you just sit around and wait for somebody, you're just wasting time. And that also goes back to you feeling stuck, right? If you're sitting there waiting on somebody all the time and nothing ever happens, you're going to feel like nothing's moving forward. Well, in reality, nothing's moving forward because you're not making things move forward. You are the only person that has that power, especially when you're at the start. Number 3 is experience. This might make some of you mad, but it also might bring some comfort to some of you. Some of you guys just make terrible music.
You need to leave.
Now, before you get mad at me, what does that mean? Well, you just haven't been making music long enough to make great music. I'm sure you all have gone through this. Last year, I made this song. I was like, this is the best song. This is my best song ever. This is gonna get a ton of streams. This is gonna be so good. And this time this year, almost a year to the date, I took it off Spotify. I took it off streaming platforms because I was like, this is not nearly as good as the music I'm making now, right? So a lot of you just have not been making music long enough. You have to make a lot of really bad music, a lot of really bad beats before you actually are making stuff that even has the potential to get streamed, to sell, right? So you have to keep that in mind. You might just have to rewire your brain and think, okay, I know this beat I'm making might not be the greatest thing ever. You still might put it out, see how it does, but then you can't get discouraged when it doesn't do well because you're like, okay, I'm in my making crap music stage, right? I'm just trying to power through so I can get to the point where I'm going to be making great music. It takes time. It's like anything. But if you have that mindset of, hey, I'm just not that good yet. I'm trying. I'm making a lot of music. I understand I'm maybe not the best yet, but I'm going to get there. It makes things way easier. I think Ed Sheeran broke it down as you have a running water, right? And it's putting out a lot of bad water. It's brown water. But over time, that water gets a little bit more clear, it gets a little more clear, and then you have perfect water running through. That's kind of how I look at it. You just kind of have to get out all that bad stuff, and then things will start to sound a lot better, and you'll see a lot better results because of that. To sum everything up, Don't feel entitled. Nobody owes you anything. And along with that, stop relying on others to bring you up or to give you some sort of opportunity. And the third thing, just understand that it takes some time. Maybe you're not making the greatest music yet, but you will, and you will continue to get better. And that's when you'll start to see the results. It's all about putting in the work. Flip your mindset around. Understand that it's going to be hard, right? Embrace that it's going to be hard. So when it is, you're ready for it. Hope this video helps you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.